You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence keeps this channel ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Independence. I'm Mike, and this is an ink for you from Backpack.ink. And this is an amazing URL for an ink company. Love it. These are made in Colorado, and I think only sold through either their site or Pen Realm. I bought this from Kirk Spear of Pen Realm at the Triangle Pen Show last year, so I've been holding on to this for like a year, I guess. This is London Navy. I have since gotten a few other colors from this company, and I'm kind of digging it. London Navy is a real nice dark blue. This is a really cute little bottle. This is 20 mils, which is just shy of an ounce, but plenty of mils, really. And this is like a little specimen bottle type situation. They don't leak from the outside if you close the top, which is cool. I will say I had one of these leak because I don't know, I closed the top and like some ink got in the threads and just dripped down the side and like stained my desk a little bit. There's some green from it actually. So there's gonna be a green coming up, but this is the first one I got. This is London Navy, and these are $6 for these little bottles, which is pretty great. So that's where I bought it, and you can too. And as you can see, it's a really interesting blue. It's got a little bit of a teal hint to it when it is shaded out, but you get some very mild shading on there. This is my usual Rhodia 80 grams per square meter paper. Flow pretty wet, but very smooth. Performance, a little bit of bleed and some feather on my 20-pound paper. We'll see that here in just a little bit. And there's just a little bit of shading. You can see it on this paper. You're not really going to see it in the other samples because on other papers, it just soaks in before it can shade. So it looks pretty great. All right. The pen I had this one in is not one that you're going to be able to get your hands on. This is made by my friend Brian Chu of Red Dragon Pen Co. This is like a weird little experimental pen that he made and gave me because he's like, I don't know if I'm going to sell this one, but it uses a Yovo number 6 nib unit. You just like eyedropper fill this sucker, and it's pretty darn cool. Very comfortable pen to write with. I actually really like this thing. So if you get your chance to get your hands on a Red Dragon Pen Co. pen, I would say do it because Brian makes some really cool stuff. So there's that. I was using just Yovo medium in this, just like a very middle of the road sort of reliable nib that I'm used to using quite a lot. And I really enjoy this. It's a very nice ink. It looks good on the page. It flows well from the pen. It was pretty wet, but that was from an eyedropper. So I'd say it's like, medium wet probably for this nib, for this ink rather. So, put this in something that doesn't have crazy flow and I think you'll have a good time with it. All right, let's put some water on this. We'll do some color comparisons. We'll look at all that kind of jazz that we always do, extra papers and all that sort of thing. Chromatography. Let's get some, there we go. Some water in this John. Swish it around a bit. Looks like some of it's sticking around, which is kind of interesting. All right, let's mop it up. See what we've got. I did write this one out a little bit, so it has had plenty of time to sort of bond to the page. And yeah, not a lot left over. You'd probably be able to recover what you wrote, but not necessarily. Like there's this bit where it says test, like I can make that out, but some of these lines look like they're almost completely gone. And yeah, it pulled up pretty much all of that ink. So not water resistant, I will say. Keep this one away from your tippy cups of iced tea or water or what have you. Here's what the chromatography looks like here. We have nothing left over here where it started. I don't know, it's kind of like a real pale stain, maybe. Not much. Nothing really there. A little bit of weird like pink, and then it looks almost black. That's a very interesting chromatography, huh? A little bit of pinkish, reddish type of thing, and then super dark blue, I guess, is what's going on there. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's look at this on a whole bunch of different papers. Here we have it on some Midori. This is one of the larger pads. I just cut some sheets in half. This paper is not white. As you can see, compared here, it's kind of a yellowish cast. I was like, let's see what this blue looks like on here. And it looks great. Frankly, I think this looks really nice. Of course, no weird bleed through or anything like that. Midori paper is legendary. One of the best papers around. But you can definitely see a little bit of that shading on this paper. It's a little bit coated and that sort of thing. It looks really great. Felt nice on here. No complaints. I like that. It's real good. Next up, the crappy paper, the 20 pound, 30% recycled copy paper from Staples. You can see this did have a little bit of feathering there. You can see it in several other letters here as well. And a little bit of bleed through. Nothing worse than most of the rest of the things on this page. Just, it's bad paper. And this is a fairly wet ink, so it did a little bit of bleeding. No big deal. The only ones that didn't are like this Cult Pens Azalea, which is very light. What was this top one? Oh, Robert Osher Scorpion. A real banger of an ink, that one. So yeah, this one, a little bit of bleed, a little bit of feather. Not perfect on your bad paper, but it is bad paper. All right, next up, we have our Galen Leather Co. Everyday book. This is Tomoe River paper, which is great stuff. You can still get your hands on it. And there it is. You can see it took on a whole lot of green on this one. Isn't that interesting? That it really went green. I wonder if that's an artifact of it not really soaking in or what the deal is. But yeah, lots of green. Weird, right? When it's blue on everything else. Next up is my Inky Fingers currently inked paper. This is wheat straw paper. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess. And so like what had happened was though, one of my ink mopping towels had gotten kind of wet and I just like put it down here accidentally and it got ink all over it. So like be careful what you do with these. Ink will come off of them. So anyway, lesson learned. But you can definitely see the bluish nature here. You can definitely see a little bit of green in there. Really nice. And it's interesting that it came out so teal on these coated papers because it's really a dark blue on everything else. All right, let's look at some color comparisons. This is a coloring card. You can find these the same as my Colodex card, just a different format. Link in the description. I have here 3 Oysters Navy Blue, which is not that close. I kind of pulled it because it was a navy. But this has got all kinds of colors going on in it. This one really just kind of tealy dark blue. This is one of those navies or blue blacks that leans very green. And the closest thing I could find was this Kala ink from Shigur. These are back in stock last time I looked. This is Jibei Island, maybe? I'm not good with the pronunciation on that one, but I think this is fairly close, but not quite as tealy as this one is. This is a very nice color. So definitely check this out. Put it in some pens that have maybe a drier flow. It'll like work really well for you, or even just like straight up medium flow. Keep away from the real wet stuff, perhaps, if you want it to perform a little bit better. But very interesting ink, and at $6, man, collect them all, right? Just get them all. They're great. We've got a few more coming up in the near future. So there you go. London Navy Backpack Ink. That's it for now. I'll see y'all in another video soon. Peace out.